I have known my friend since we started college 2 years ago. We live together and go to the same school. For those 2 years, all I knew about his family was that his dad and mom were 16 when they had him. His mom did not want a kid, so she left his dad alone to raise him. Now he is 24 and I am 23. His dad called him a couple months ago saying he got a new job offer in the same city as where we were going to school. My friend moved away when he went to college, and it was really hard on them because they were close. My friend was super happy, and his dad moved down here, and I met him for the first time. I was surprised to say the least. He was really attractive. Tall, muscular, brown skin, and curly black hair just below his shoulders. He was nice and funny. He kind of just lit up the room, and I liked him instantly. We got along well, which pleased my friend because of how close he is with his dad. He said his dad liked me too, and he was happy I had his approval. My friend and I kept living together, and his dad was living alone in a house not far. I was invited regularly to his dad's house when they had family dinner nights, which was often because my friend did not like his dad being alone. Everything was great, but I started to feel myself developing feelings for him. I tried to ignore them, but they kept getting stronger. I think his dad noticed it too. We kept looking at each other in a way I cannot even describe. I felt so drawn to him, and I felt like he felt the same way about me. Neither of us even thought about anything, not since we both shared the most important person in our lives as a best friend and son. Things got more tense as time went on, until eventually one day when we were all in the kitchen of his dad's house, chatting while my friend and I waited for our food to cook. My friend had to leave the room quickly for a phone call about his girlfriend. We were left alone. Neither of us had acknowledged anything to each other, so we kept talking as if nothing was wrong. But we got closer and closer, and our foreheads touched, and I went to kiss him, but he pushed me back. He did not meet my eye, and he just told me that we could not do that. I took a few steps back and waited until I heard my friend's footsteps 20 seconds later. Things were horrible after that, and I went to the house a little less than usual, but I still went, so my friend didn't think anything was wrong. A couple weeks later, I called my friend to see where he was, because he had not been at our house and he wasn't answering his calls. I thought he might be at his dad's house, so I went over there. It was getting dark when I got there, and when I knocked, his dad answered. I asked if his son was there, but he said he had left a couple hours ago to see his girlfriend at her place. He was with his girlfriend, and I didn't think I should bother him, so I just kind of stood there, and so did he. We made idle small talk for a bit. It would have been better if I had left, but I could not get myself to move, and we eventually lost topics to talk about. Then I made the stupidest decision of my life, and I kissed him, fully expecting him to push me away again, but he did not. We kissed on the doorstep, and then he pulled me inside and we had sex. Lots of it, for a long time. It was like all those months of pin-up yearning since we had met had been released all in one, and we couldn't stop. It was only a few moments before he shuffled away from me. He turned his face away from me, and I instantly could see how much he regretted it. I felt the guilt start to creep into me, once I had a moment for it to dawn on me. He waited before he spoke, and he basically said something along the lines of, "We can't ever do that again. He's all I have, and he'll always come first. Even if I want this, I won't lose him over it." I left right after. The guilt started to set in after that, and I stopped visiting completely. Time went on, and my friend started to get suspicious about why I stopped going over with him. I told him I was busy and that I felt like I was intruding on his family time with his dad. He did not understand, and he kept pushing me about it. Then he found out. I was in my room, and he stormed in, started screaming at me, almost punched the shit out of me, but his girlfriend kept him at a distance. He stood in front of me and said some hurtful things, which I deserved, and he left. He stopped talking to me. I see him around campus, and we still technically live together. He stays at his girlfriend's, though. He gets her to take me out for lunch if he needs to grab something from our place, so I am not there when he is. We tried to resolve it a few times, but it ended in more fighting. I don't think he was actually trying to resolve it. He just asked me a lot of questions. I think he was trying to understand my thought process, why I did it. I've talked to my friend, and he seems to have patched things up with his dad, which relieved me. He told her that his dad was all he had growing up, and as angry and hurt as he was, he couldn't let go of his dad. I'm happy his dad didn't lose him like he had feared, but I hate myself for doing this in the first place. I want my best friend back, and I don't know what's going to happen. I don't feel like he's cut me off completely. He won't talk to me or see me, but he's not lost to me yet, I don't think. However, if I'm going to try to fix things, I don't want to just make things worse for everyone involved. I've lost everyone, but I can't even feel bad for myself because I did it to myself.